Hey guys, it's Stephanie Valhalla here. So, I posted my first video a couple hours ago, and I've been thinking about it, and I think I'm going to tell you the beginnings of everything that I'm going to tell you about being an empath, a light worker, a psychic, and I am a full-time psychic and a half medium, but mostly I'm a full-time psychic and an empath. So let me just explain something first. My psychic abilities aren't like, okay, so if you guys wanted me to uh, give my psychic opinion on your life, I can't do that. It doesn't work like that. My psychic abilities, the way they work is, and I don't even understand it to this day, they're 100% random. So the way it works is sometimes, and this one's more very rare, I will see something go by my vision and I can still see what's in front of me, but it's like it goes in front of my vision, like almost like a quick TikTok video, okay? But most of them come almost as thoughts. And it's very hard to figure out which ones are psychic and which ones are thoughts, because a lot of them, I can't figure out if they're the psychic ones until they happen. But a lot of the times, they'll either come as random words that won't stop until I've said something and I've had a conversation to get it figured out. And I will tell you the story about that one day. It's about a family member who I don't want to put in this video because, for their privacy rights. We'll talk about that another day. And yeah, so I kind of just want to let you know how that works. But my card readings, if I do go on lives and do card readings, they will absolutely always be 100% accurate. Especially when I use my main Russian gypsy fortune telling cards. They are always 100% accurate. I even do readings to a friend in London. I'm from Canada. I do it for a friend in London, England, and they're always 100% accurate. Same with my mother, same with everybody. And even people that read them are like, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna be in my life. And all of a sudden I'm hearing, oh my God, Steph, your cards were right. This is happening. Like, for example, like, I'm just gonna give a quick one, like, oh, I'm not gonna be moving anytime soon. That's never gonna be happening. And all of a sudden someone's in a new house, new apartment, had to move, and it's it's that simple. And usually my psychic, especially the ones that I see, they seem to happen within 48 hours. I'll tell you more about that in a different video, because I feel like that's the whole thing on its own. But anyways, I want to start to the very beginning from what I remember. Now, I know this seems silly, but when I was young, very young, I can't remember the name. This is this crappy part. I can't remember the name, but I was listening to music on, oh my God, we didn't get the internet till way late. Like, my mom was a single mother. She couldn't afford a computer and the internet till my teacher was like, you guys need it. So, it was, the band, Our Lady Peace. Our Lady Peace. If you guys remember that, a lot of you people watching me might be younger. I'm not sure. A lot of people on platforms nowadays are very young. I'm 35 myself. So, anyways. And I remember hearing in my head, and it was I can't remember what album it was. I'd have to look back and tell you. I'd have to Google it and tell you. But I remember hearing, oh, it wasn't the album, it was a song. And I remember hearing in my head, it was random, and I heard the name of something. And I was like, oh, that was an interesting thought. I don't know why I thought that. And then the next day, Our Lady Peace came out with their hit song back when the radio was very, very popular. It's not as popular today as much as it was back then. And their hit single was The Thought in My Head. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And that was my first time ever. That was my first psychic thing that ever happened. And I know it seems kind of silly, but once we get into some more conversations, you're going to be like, oh, okay, that makes sense that you're really psychic. Anyways, but I wanted to talk about the Ouija boards. The Ouija board was the second thing. Now, I was very young, and I was playing with a friend, and her parents had it in their bedroom under their TV, and her bedroom, was across the room, and they would always say, when they left the house, they would always say, don't touch the Ouija board, don't touch the Ouija board, don't touch the Ouija board. Of course, when you tell a kid that, and they already want to do that, they're going to do that when the parents leave. So we did. And they left, and they had this kind of like floor, like they used to like to go away to Florida in the winters and stuff. So they had this kind of decor of like, it's hard to describe. It was like a kind of like hot weather decor. Like they had these wooden they were the you have your window and the window coverings. They were like on each side. They were wooden, so they would two wooden ones would go like this to shutters, I guess is the word. They weren't blinds, they were shutters. So anyways, we only asked one thing. We were kids, we were silly. It's funny, we were playing this Buffy the Vamp. We would go out in the streets, like, as kids and play. This is so silly. We would play the Mario game, Mario, and every time we killed like a mushroom or a Goomba or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, we would go out and then we would actually turn into Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then however many things we killed in Mario, we actually killed vampires as many as we did in the Mario game. It was a really silly game, but it was, we were kids making up crazy things in our heads before we had TikTok and all this stuff that, kids are, even some of my family, the younger ones, are just glued to these tablets. But anyways, so yeah, we only asked one thing. We asked if there was evil gremlins behind us. I swear, I don't want to swear, like, I don't want to try not to swear in these videos, because I want them to be child friendly, or I don't want to be swearing all the time. But anyways, we both had our tiny little fingers, 2 fingers, both of us. We were little girls, okay? Like, I'm talking like maybe we were like 8, 9, 10 at the most. We had our small little fingers on it. I know it was before 12 because I remember it was before grade school. So anyways, we had our tiny little 2 fingers on it, and it went to yes. That was all we asked. And remember those window flappings I was telling you about? They started going back and forth, like because there was one on each side, so just flap, 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 flap. And then her windows started, or sorry, not her windows, her lights started flickering, like all going on and off. I ran out of that house so fast. Now the thing is, you would think, now that I'm grown up, I've read a lot, I've studied a lot and stuff like that. Now, you know how people talk about fairies? Like, I'm really into the Norse religion, and like, I'm not religious myself, but I find it interesting, the Norse religion and Norse mythology. And they talk about fairies and stuff like that create the metal for their for what they wear and stuff like that. But gremlins in some books are also like fairies, which are not good entities. They're usually called what's called parasitic entities, which we can get into in another video. But they're low energy. Whenever I talk about anything evil, that is low energy, low vibrational beings. And we'll have a talk about vibrations in another video, because that's important. But I didn't know back then that saying that opened a door, and it did. And we didn't know how to say goodbye. We didn't know how to close a circle. We didn't even open a circle. We didn't even say goodbye. Okay, now I don't think I've truly ever closed this. I've meditated it, but I don't know if I've ever truly closed this from that happening. That's something that I'm working on through meditation and I'm not sure if I'm ever going to need help in the future with this. I'm not really sure. Because the last thing that happened to me that was bad was quite some time ago. So I think my meditations and stuff may be working. I'm very my meditation. I've gotten to the point with my meditation that I'm also I'm also a healer. I'm also a natural healer. I've always been, whether it's through meditation or using my, well, it's all meditation, even if I'm using my hands and stuff like that. But anyways, the point of this is this. I believe that what I did that day using that Ouija board opened up something that might have been following me around for years, giving me a lot of bad luck and causing a lot of problems. Some I'm willing to talk about, some are maybe a little bit too personal, and maybe I will talk about one day. Luckily, I'm stronger, and a lot of those things I think I've actually beat and overcome. But I just want to warn you guys. If you guys think Ouija boards are just a joke, and you think, oh, like, they're not a joke. Ouija boards are, do not, even if you ask something like, is there angels there and stuff like that, you're not going to get angels. You're not going to get your family. You're not going to get your mom. You're not going to get your dad. Because in this world that we are on, like I said, we'll get into vibrations and stuff like that in another video. But because it is a man-made board, in our plane that we live in, only lower energy spirits would gravitate to something like that. Angels and higher beings that are good don't want to meddle in our life. They want us to experience life on our own. They don't meddle unless you ask for their help. That's why lower level frequency beings, those are the only things you'll ever get out of that. And trust me, you can get attachments, which is like the worst thing ever that could happen to you. That's like the worst possible thing. And not only just one attachment, that one attachment can come with hundreds, if not more, other beings with it, okay? So that's a bad thing. The least that could come out of that is you're lucky that nothing came through and it didn't work, okay? But either way, it's really not worth the risk. Even the curiosity, I'm telling you, it is not worth the risk. If you keep watching my YouTube, you will understand why it is not worth the risk. I am going to be showing you some pictures. I'm not sure how soon in the video series, but I'm going to be showing you some pictures as to why you should never, ever open up communication like that. It's one thing if you're asking for your spirit guides or for, and I'm not a Christian. I just want to let you guys know I'm not religious at all. But if you're asking for angels, if you're asking for your spirit guide, if you're asking for Jesus or Yahweh or whatever you call him, or you're asking for your own positive spiritual, for your different, I know there's a lot of people that could be watching from different places and you have different religions. So your different religions have positive beings as well as their own negative beings. Obviously, like in the Norse religion, they have Loki, who is bad, and then they have Thor and Freya, who are supposed to be good, right? So that's just an example. But what I'm saying is it's not worth the risk. It's not worth the curiosity. And there's other things you can do, like when people do Bloody Mary in the mirror, you know, when you're a kid, you say it in the mirror like 3 times, turn the lights off and turn it back on, and then you don't see anything. Okay, I tried this as a kid, and also that probably wasn't a good thing for me to do. That could have done something too, who knows. Even doing things like that is not good. Anything where you're inviting things into your life, usually it's going to be low-level spirits that are going to gravitate to that, because higher beings that are on higher vibrations do not want to meddle in our lives, okay? They don't want to meddle in our lives unless you ask for their help, okay? It's the lower vibrational, lower energy beings that will grab hold of you if you are doing things like that. Even that game Charlie Charlie with the pencils, even doing something like that, you're just inviting in negative beings. You could, and like I'm saying, the worst thing you can get is a negative attachment, and that's something that I may or may not have been working with for years and years and years. And I'm talking since I did that Ouija board thing. And I have stories that I will tell you that are going to be in this series. And they're 100% honest, and they have never changed. If you guys knew any of the people in my life, they would always tell you the story has never changed, not an inch. And I'm just telling you my truth, so you can listen if you want, and if you don't, that's up to you. But I'm just trying to give you some information and let you know kind of where I started and kind of what happened and a little bit about me. And I think that's all I really wanted to say in this video. So stay away from the Ouija boards. Don't even draw them yourself. Don't buy them, even if they look cool. Like, even if they look cool and you keep them in your house, that's still it still can be dangerous, even if you're not using it. And, you know, even I went one year at a Halloween store and bought a little ring ball with like a Ouija board stuff on it. But I ended up getting rid of it after some stuff happened. I'm not saying having like people have Ouija board tables and stuff like that. I just personally don't agree with it. I do think it is cool. I do think I love paranormal stuff. I do think it does look cool. I'll be completely honest with you. Yeah, it looks cool, but would I ever put that stuff in my house knowing what I know? Absolutely not. Never. No, I would never do that. Any way that you can have something that lets lower energy vibrational things try and communicate with you, they will. Even if you have that table with the Ouija board on it and it's just for looks, but you have a planchette on it, I just wouldn't recommend it. So I just wanted to tell you where my story started and where my psychicness started and where the next stories I'm going to tell you started from using that Ouija board. And then after that, after I tell you my stories, then we're going to get into some interesting conversations about different things. So I think that's how I'm gonna do things. I'm gonna tell you some stories that have happened in my life, and then after that, we're gonna go and have just some conversations about some interesting things about light work, about being an empath, about how vibrational beings work, and how about vibrations and energies work, about angels, demons, spirit guides, just lots of things. We're going to go into lots of fun things if you're into that kind of stuff. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to post this video, and because I was thinking about it, I thought, hey, why not post another video just so you guys know where my story started. So I hope you guys have a great day. Throw an energy dart at someone. If you've watched my previous video, you'll understand what I'm saying. Putting out energy. I don't believe in karma as the Buddhists have it written, but it is important to put out good energy. I'm disabled. I'm on disability. But if I have even if I'm broke, if someone needs $1 for food, I would give my last dollar. If someone needs help, like an old lady, I'll put my bags down to help them. I do whatever I can to put out the most amount of kindness, because I will tell you one thing. We are here on this planet, and I know this from, I'm not sure if it's my psychicness or my spirit guides told me. It's kind of hard to decipher, but we are here on the planet to love each other, and spread love, to be kind to each other and spread kindness, to be empathetic and empathize with people and care about people. And that's pretty much it. Those are the main things. So that's what you should be doing. And you know what? Kindness is free. And what I try and say is try and do one kind thing a day. You can do it online by donating some money to someone who needs it. You can do it free by helping somebody. If you're out and about and you see somebody who needs help, there's many ways that you can help people and spread kindness. And maybe one day, if I have enough subscribers on here, I would love to make a patch that says "Spread Kindness," because there's so much toxicity in the world right now and so much chaos, and there's not enough people, and a lot of people are going through so much nonsense and bullshit that they don't have the energy that they feel that they can even spread that kindness. And some people do, but a lot of people are so pushed down because of the way they make us live. Because I'm on disability, I have more time to think about it because I'm at home all the time. But there's some people out there slaving and working every day who have kids. I don't have children myself. I can't have children. And they're slaving away, trying to take care of themselves and their family, that they don't have time to think about the things I'm telling you. So, be kind to those people, and just, like I said, that's why I want to have a thing, just spread kindness in any way. And help people, helping people. That's another thing, is helping people. That's what we need to do, is help each other, not pull each other down. We need to be helping each other in this world. And I know that I'm 35, so I'm kind of older. I don't have TikTok or anything like that yet, but we're living in this kind of like social media day and age where you can, sit behind a keyboard and write mean things to people and stuff like that. But honestly, if you have a mean thing to say, just pass on by. You don't have to watch it. I don't think saying mean things, is nice. And if you want to write a comment that has some criticism and has some insight, totally fine, in my opinion. And I'm not just talking about my channel. I'm talking about everything on the internet. I think that's fine. But no, I'm kind of rambling. Just be nice to each other, guys. Just be kind to each other. Try and do a kind thing to someone or for someone once a day, or try and do something nice once a day for someone else if you can. And, just be good to each other. Just be nice. And I think that's really all I want to say. Okay. Have a good day, guys. Peace. Talk to you later.